Hello, my name's Dale Hawthorne. Got a quick question for you. If you're planning on going to heaven, if you really want to go to heaven, so if you're a believer in Jesus Christ who wants to go to heaven, please click like and subscribe to get some more content like this, though, but keep you in suspense for a few seconds there. And this happened when I was preaching on this passage here from the Gospel of John, John chapter 3, verses 9 through 15. And it's where Jesus helps unpack the gospel for Nicodemus there, the whole passage where Jesus talks about what it means to be born again. I've got a version of this message, which I was actually preaching on this when I first came up with this to a congregation, but this actually, this message is also on my YouTube channel. So Jesus unpacks, assembles the gospel from the Old Testament for Nicodemus, and as this is happening, I asked the congregation a couple of questions. I asked them first the standard evangelism explosion question. If you were to die tonight, are you sure that you would go to heaven? Asked them to think on that for a moment. I didn't ask for any hands or anything like that. I asked the next question, the second question from evangelism explosion. So, say you were to die tonight and stand before God, and He were to ask you, why should I let you into heaven? And I do have heard of a man who did have a near-death experience, and that's exactly the question when he stood before God that was asked of him. So, these are two standard questions, which, yeah, you better have the answer to these questions, not because you need to have them for me, but for God, if you really want to go to heaven. But then I asked him a third question which I think it's good for us to ask ourselves and to be able to answer God too, if He does put it to us this way. Imagine you're standing before God and you give the scriptural answer for why He should let you into heaven. Suppose at that point God hands you a Bible just like the one that you had during your earthly life, and He were to say to you, show me how you can justify your answer in my word. Find the place in the Bible where you can justify what you just said. My conjecture at that time was, even though I was preaching from John chapter 3, verses 9 through 15, I thought that many believers would be hard-pressed even to find John chapter 3, verse 16. And yet, our assurance of salvation needs to be on the basis of God's own word. So, third question. Suppose you were to stand before God and you were to give Him an answer as to why He should let you into heaven, and He were to ask you, show me how you can justify your answer in my word. Is your answer based upon the word of God? So, that's all I have for this. There's more on my channel, more throughout the Bible, more throughout YouTube on this question. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention.